So here's a fairly difficult proposal for RV12 owners. As we know, there have been an enormous number of them with cracks around the gear mounting bolts, which would be this area and this area. There is a fix from Van's Aircraft, although they are supplying parts on a case-by-case basis, and you may possibly have to replace the entire channel, as I have had to do. This was an extreme case. What I had to do to replace this was to remove all of the stringers, the longerons, as much as I could, the longeron stiffeners, I should say. I took the floors out. You really don't have to take the floors out, but you are going to have to disassemble the wiring harness. You're going to have to disassemble the gas, the brakes, everything else, and get it pulled back through, because they go through a passage in the bottom of the channel. Now, putting this back together has a special set of circumstances, because it was meant to be built as the first part of the airplane, not inside of the airplane. So when you get it out, you get it back in, you're going to have to take off, of course, these units here. There are sort of some pillars. I took off the roll bar unit and everything else to get a clear shot at it, and it came out fairly well. The new part will be the forward bulkhead, okay, and the channel. It will be riveted to it. There were a couple of mistakes on mine. There were some rivets for the wing rollers. They should have been flush rivets, but they were round rivets, so you're going to have to accommodate for that potentially, or change them. So that being said, I ended up with these rivets that are right in the corner. Now these, if you can see them, how the heck do you get to those? You know, there is no way you're going to buck anything through a 1/4-inch solid piece of aluminum and have the bucking bar properly bounce and make a good shop head. There should be a squeezer for it, but you can't get a C-frame squeezer in. And that's where we come to a tool that I just made, which is, my company is RV12, and I make all kinds of neat little doodads like this. And I made a rivet squeezer, and you can accept all the different rivet sets. It has a smooth bucking side to it, but it can take any rivet set that you like on the other side. It screws in and out. These are number 9 in length, the rivets that I'm shooting today, and then I'm going to have to do some number 4s later on. Those will be just fine also. So there is an option to shoot into the corners, and these things work effortlessly. I can't believe nobody else has produced these yet. I looked on the internet, and the best thing I could find was a $5,000 pneumatic unit that I just wasn't about to spend the money on. So anyways, these are repairable. When your landing gear bolts, landing gear mounts fail, which they inevitably will, it's a widespread, well-known phenomenon that they crack around these bolts. And if it's gone too far that Vans doesn't want you to try and correct it with a reinforcing kit, you can certainly take out the center section. I can certainly take out the center section, and you can certainly get the rivets all back in, all the rivets that are in a very asymmetrical sort of area. And that will be largely using this tool that I've made. And I'm going to make this available for everybody for a reasonable price in the very near future. My prototype tool here worked out absolutely spectacular. So I am going to go into production with something that's a little more refined and I think it's going to help everybody out quite a bit, and I can promise you I'll keep the price point as low as possible. All right? So vans, guys, don't give up. Don't give up. You get a little crack in there, either bring it to me or buy a set of these. I could send you some instructions, whatever you need. We can get this fixed. All right, guys? Keep flying.